The first key driver of the future is uneven or asynchronous world population explosion. I think we all know the figures. The United Nations says we're over 7 billion people today. By 2030 we'll be over 8.2 billion people. By the middle of the century, 2050 or thereabouts, over 9 billion. And the most pessimistic suggestions seem to indicate that we may get as large in population terms as 10 or even 11 billion people. Well, that's another 4 billion people on the planet. Can we find the food and the water for them? Can we find the energy they are likely to want to consume? And of course, they're probably going to want a lot more energy and more food and water, certainly more protein, food and water, than their parents did. This will be a significant challenge, there's no doubt about it. Nearly all of the population growth I'm talking about will occur in the southern part of Africa, in sub-Saharan Africa, although there will be some large population growth in parts of Southeast Asia and in Latin America. In other parts of the world, population growth is likely to bump along about the same level it is today. Now, is there anything that can be done to stop this wild population growth? Well, all of the research suggests that the only effective thing to calm down or to limit population growth is the education of young girls and young women. Contraception has been tried, government regulation has been tried, all sorts of appeals to Christianity and religions and morality have been tried. Nothing works except educating an 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old girl so that by the time she reaches puberty, she can read and write and she can have a feeling of some control over her life. It's the ability to say no, essentially, and no to motherhood, particularly. Of course, in many parts of the world, children are seen as cheap labour, and that's why families are large. But as wealth spreads, and there's no doubt that it will spread during the rest of this century, so that particular requirement will reduce. We have to find better ways to provide clean water. We have to find better ways of producing food in ways that does not add to the problems of the environment. And of course, we have to find the energy these people will want, and it mustn't come from fossil fuels. All of the other key drivers of the future have to be set against this particular phenomenon of going from 7 billion people to perhaps 11 billion people in the course of about 40 years. That sets the scene for entire future thinking.